Some say Adrian hamburgers taste better than the rest of them. What do y'all say?
I don't know. I ain't eaten one yet.
Hadn't had time to eat one, have you?
Answer, when we got to Nashville, we went to the restaurant and order some supper. And there weren't nothing on that menu that we knowed what was. Answer, we just ordered one of them filet mignons. And did you know when they brought it, it wasn't a thing in the world but a piece of meat? So after a little while passed, the waitress come to Uncle Nabob and she said, "Well, sir, how did you find your steak?" He said, "I just moved a piece of bread and there it was." Answer, we went on to the Grand Ole Opry. And when we got to the Grand Ole Opry, there was one seat that nobody was sitting in right on the front row. There was one old lady sitting there right by herself. And one of the musicians was so curious to know why that poor old lady was sitting there right by herself. So after the show, he went down and asked her. He said, "Lady, how come you here by yourself?" She said, "Well, I had these tickets at the Grand Ole Opry for a whole year, and that seat there was for my husband." So he said, "Well, how come your husband didn't come with you?" She said, "Well, he died." And the musician said, "Well, you couldn't get a friend or a relative or somebody to come with you?" He said, "Oh, no, they all stayed back to go to the funeral." Well, as Mr. Gillis was telling me, he told me that his daddy had been kind of puny, but said his mama took him to the doctor. Answer, the doctor gave him some young pills. And he went home and took some, and the next day, oh, he felt just so much better. So he took a few more, and the second day, he felt even better. On the third day, she got up to see if she could find him, and he wasn't to be found nowhere. So finally, she found him sitting out by the road, just a-crying. And she said, "Well, honey, what in the world's the matter?" He said, "The school bus just left me."
They have caramel or
I made an A.
I think you made an F.
Everybody say in my brain, see your face again. No, my brain, my mind. You ain't got to be so blind in that land, so very blind. Come again.
good chocolate cake, glass of milk. That's good now. You're gonna be sorry in the morning when you wake up. Somebody give me 25. Gotta see a hand.
I need you like flowers need the sunshine. I need you like trees need the rain. I need you more now than ever. Lord, I need your touch again. I've taken for granted so many times the love you placed in this heart of mine. I've been ungrateful, not meaning to, but it amazes me how your love holds true. Even when I've turned my back on you, I need you like flowers need the sunshine. I need you like trees need the rain. I need you more now than ever. Lord, I need your touch again. I made you a promise to do my best, and if I trust in you, you'll do the rest. I don't need convincing, I firmly believe, 'cause I've seen the proof at Calvary, and I know you're all I'll ever need. I need you like flowers need the sunshine. I need you like trees need the rain. I need you more now than ever. Lord, I need your touch again. You've given everything I could ever ask for, a home and a family and so much more. I need you like flowers need the sunshine. I need you like trees need the rain. I need you more now than ever. Lord, I need your touch again. I need you like flowers need the sunshine. I need you like trees need the rain. I need you more now than ever. Lord, I need your touch again. I need you like flowers need the sunshine. I need you like trees need the rain. I need you more now than ever. Lord, I need your touch again.
For those of you who do not know,
I'm bound for a city beyond compare. I'm bound for a city, and I must go there, where there's no sorrow and no more night. I'm bound for a city where the Lamb is alive. John saw that city coming down, and it's called the New Jerusalem. Walls are jasper and the streets are gold, but the half has never yet been told. I'm bound for a city beyond compare. I'm bound for a city, and I must go there, where there's no sorrow and no more night. I'm bound for a city where the Lamb is alive. Sometimes the road of life really gets rough, and I won't turn back. No, I can't give up. I want to see my loved ones who've gone before, and there will live and reign forevermore. I'm bound for a city beyond compare. I'm bound for a city, and I must go there, where there's no sorrow and no more night. I'm bound for a city where the Lamb is alive. Yes, I shall be. With a mansion built for me.
Dad! Rob! Are you ready to sing?
How is everybody?
They're great, Uncle.
We're just having a great day.
What a
It really is.
spectacular, yeah, spectacular day.
It's
Tell us
wonderful.
who you are, and where we are, and what we're doing.
All right, come
Well,
on.
go ahead.
Well, we're in Adrian, and we're right here. We're in a part where we have a lot of the history of Adrian and some pictures to show some of the things that people are remembering as they see them today, and bringing back a lot of good memories of old times.
Introduce yourself and your shy friend here.
Well, no, I'm Iris Gillis, and we're just having a wonderful day. Really have.
And you are?
Betty Fountain.
Good. Take us around on a brief tour, ladies.
All right, we'll be glad to. Over here is a table set up with a lot of newspaper articles and things that we have been accumulating for quite a while.
How y'all got started?
And that picture in the middle is the founder of Adrian. That was in 1899. And this is the 100th Centennial.
Levi Washington.
So,
102, he was
now,
What you got here behind you?
my grandmother.
oh, that's in 1913, a band for the Adrian High School. That was in 13, though. I don't remember that one.
And what else around here?
Okay, now these pictures are some of the old bridge, some of the old buildings, some of the churches that all, of course, have been, but some of the houses are still standing, except it's just might have been remodeled and transferred to other owners. And
I can't help but notice many of the buildings still standing.
yes, there's one out there that's been standing all these 100 years, mostly because of the tin roofs.
The county line feud. Can you tell us about it?
Oh,
Who wants to tell us about that?
I'm sure Iris does. That just divided. It's made Adrian unique because it has divided the little town into the shape of a Z, making next door neighbors be in different counties. The story was told that Hardy Thigpen slept in one county, ate breakfast in another county, and fed his horses in another county.
Going from way back, it's just humorous to think about the bench warmers, they call them, the men that would sit on the bench right in the middle of town and look at everybody coming and going, trying to do a little gossip to find out what is going. And when the train would come in, then the ladies would meet the train to see who's visiting who, and the ladies' dress outfit. The men, called drummers or salesmen, they would get off to go to the Green Hotel and to spend the night there. And do you know how much one night stay at this hotel would be?
Tell me.
$1. $1. Now, if you wanted to stay there a week, it would be $5.
Really a marvelous history. Why don't we do this more than once every 100 years?
Because it takes that long to get over the first one.
I shall wear a crown. I shall wear a crown when it's all over. I'm going to put on my robe and tell the story how I made it over. I'm going to put on my robe and tell the story how I made it over. Soon as I get home, soon as I get home. Our next song would be God, Me, and Shanita would be the soloist. Guide me, oh, now, great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, man, down mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Guide me on the great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Open up now, crystal fountain, with thine healing waters flow. Let the fire clouded below lead me on my journey down bread of heaven. Feed me till I want no more. Bread of heaven. Feed me till I want no more. Feed me till I want. Feed me till I want. Feed me till I want no more.
Well, Uncle Nabob, back in the spring, he went to get to the store. He started to walk down the road to get him a hoe down at the store. Answer, this big, fine Cadillac from the city come along and stopped him, picked him up. And the fella from the city said, "Where you headed?" Uncle Nabob said, "I'm going down to the store to get me a hoe." Well, so they rode down the road a little further, and it got so cold in the car. Uncle Nabob said, "How about let me down at the next stop?" He said, "Well, I thought you was going to the store to get you a hoe." Uncle Nabob said, "Well, as cold as it's done turned, I think I'll go home and kill hogs." Well, so brother, you know, he ain't never been very smart. So the teacher asked him one day, said, tell me the name of the 5th president of the United States. And Brother thought for a little bit, and he looked at the teacher. He said, who do you think it is? Well, that irritated her, so she said, I don't think, I know. So Brother, he sat there a little bit. He said, well, I don't think I know neither. Like I said, Brother wasn't never very smart, but he was a good ball player. So his ball coach wanted him to play ball, and his teacher said, he can't play ball, his grades ain't good enough. So the coach said, well, let's make a bargain. We'll call him in here. The teacher said, well, I'll give him one word to spell, and if he gets one letter right, said, I'll let him play ball. Well, sir, they called Brother in there and said, teacher said, Brother, how about spelling coffee? Brother said, K-A-U-P-H-Y. Well, sir, Uncle Nabob, he went down to the store to buy him a piece of lumber. He was going to build him a chicken house. Well, he got down there, and the fellow said, what can I do for you? Uncle Nabob said, well, I want a 2x4. He said, how long, don't you mean, Uncle Nabob said, I want a 4x2. And the clerk said, don't you mean a 2x4? He said, well, whatever. He said, well, how long do you want it? He said, I want it for a long time. I'm going to build a chicken house.
I can remember seeing my natural mother plowing with a mule in the fields, holding the reins with her mouth. And I can remember a lot of things that people don't think I should know about, but I do know about them. And that's one reason I appreciate the kind of day that we're having today. I can look back and get a little taste of it and know a little bit about it. Adrian has a very, very special meaning to me because the people here have been so good to me. So many blessings I have received since I've been in Adrian. I love Adrian. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all the things that you've done for me. Last Tuesday, Miss Iris Gillis, Miss Betty Fountain, and Miss Marilyn Mims honored our 4th grade class, the class I teach at Adrian School of Performing Arts, with the History of Adrian program. And they brought their paraphernalia and they dressed in their Centennial attire. We were so honored with their presence. My children were just like eager beavers, wanting to know everything. And I'm still full in my heart from what they did. It was such a blessing. And they have worked so hard, and I know y'all know that. And I just thank them from the bottom of my heart. The song that my child, Lennon, ran to the house to get because of this little fan club back here in the left corner is Give Them All. And it talks about how sometimes we don't always give our best. You know, God gave his best to us, and we should give our best back. Are you tired of chasing pretty rainbows?